with about 5% of Americans having received 2 doses of COVID-19 vaccines. Many are wondering, what activities are safe? Some experts weigh in. It would be safest to wait until everyone getting together is vaccinated, health experts say. The current approved vaccines both require 2 shots for them to work most effectively, and full protection may not come until a week or 2 after the second dose. Although scientists are confident that the Moderna and Pfizer-BioNTech vaccines for COVID-19 are 94% to 95% effective in preventing clinically recognizable disease, they don't yet know whether vaccinated people can be asymptomatic carriers of the virus. We don't know yet whether the vaccine prevents asymptomatic infection. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the U.S. government's top infectious diseases expert, said on the LA Times Today program regarding the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. So it is conceivable and theoretically possible that you could get infected, but because you're vaccinated, you don't get sick. In other words, the vaccine works, but it didn't protect you from infection. That means you can have virus in your nasopharynx that you could shed. And theoretically, you could infect someone else, Fauci said. And that's the reason why we say, until we get the answer, and we will get the answer to that question, hopefully within the next couple of months, but we tell people that even though you're vaccinated, you should wear a mask, because you might be shedding virus that could infect others. But Fauci also said if both parties had been vaccinated they could hug away. Can I sit down and give them a hug? Fauci said last week in an interview on MSNBC, echoing a question about interaction between vaccinated family members who don't live together. The answer is very likely, of course you can. But it's not clear whether, for instance, a vaccinated grandparent visiting unvaccinated children and grandchildren could be an asymptomatic carrier of the virus and transmit it to family members, especially if they're not masked. You've got to be careful because grandma could still get virus in her nasopharynx, even though the vaccine is preventing her from getting physically ill, Fauci said recently on NBC's Today show. That's the reason why we say, until we have the overwhelming majority of people vaccinated and the level of virus is very low, even when you're vaccinated, it would be prudent to wear a mask. On Monday, Fauci said at a briefing that federal officials were coming up with recommendations on what vaccinated people can do. But there are certain activities that even those who are fully vaccinated should avoid because the virus is still so widespread, Fauci said, such as dining inside restaurants and going into theaters. We are still at an unacceptably high baseline level of disease, Fauci said.